After Season 5, Episode 13, Give the World Away, there is only one more episode of Yellowstone, and given what happened, or didn't, in the penultimate hour, the final episode has a lot of ground to cover. The Dutton family is the subject of the neo-Western drama on the Paramount Network. The Duttons are at their lowest point in the second half of Yellowstone's last season, thanks to the death of their patriarch John Dutton III, the possibility that they will lose the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, and the murder of Colby Mayfield, one of their ranch hands, in Episode 12. Regretfully, the family's issues were not resolved in Episode 13. With the exception of Jamie, the characters in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, battle valiantly to save the ranch and give the world away. They try to earn enough cash to cover their taxes. It will never be sufficient, though, as they require more money than anyone could ever imagine in order to keep their land indefinitely, or for many years to come at the very least. However, Kayce's enigmatic scheme at the end of Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, offers a ray of hope. In Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 12, Kayce threatens Grant. In Episode 13, he turns his attention to saving the ranch. After ensuring his family's safety and well-being in Counting Coup, he, possibly, devises a plan to defend his family's property and give the world away. Regretfully, by the end of the hour, Luke Grimes' character doesn't reveal his entire strategy. Kayce teases his idea with his sister, though, and she quickly realizes that he is trying to save their house. "Who?" she asks her brother after forcing him to stop the car. Kayce advises her to wait a day so he can make sure. The Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 episode concludes with Kayce informing Monica that they must sell the ranch after Beth thanks her brother and gives him a cheek kiss. Kayce appears to have found someone, possibly, who is willing to purchase the Yellowstone for a very low price. The Duttons wouldn't be in nearly as much debt as they are now, and the property's taxes would drop dramatically as a result. In Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, Beth holds an auction at the ranch prior to Jamie teasing her about his plan. In order to make sure Travis fulfills his pledge to sell the Yellowstone's show horses for the highest price, she spends half the episode in Texas. Yellowstone, played by Taylor Sheridan, is a great negotiator, despite being a bit reckless and a party animal. Beth then takes him back to Montana, the location of the major auction. If Beth, Rip, and Kayce even hope to save their family's property, they need as much money as possible. They consequently sell almost everything they own, with the exception of the land. The auction includes cattle, horses, and other items. The Duttons have just over $30 million at the end of Give the World Away, which only lasts them a year. Fortunately, in the penultimate episode of the neo-Western drama, Kayce has a plan that guarantees the Yellowstone remains in their possession. In Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, Jamie receives little screen time, as in previous episodes. His few scenes, though, are crucial to understanding Wes Bentley's character's future. Detective Dillard and his team enter the Market Equities building at the start of the hour with a warrant in order to search the entire building, including Sarah's office. Jamie is worried because the police are getting closer to finding out the truth. It also doesn't help that Jamie's affair with Sarah and proof that he would profit from the Yellowstone development plan are being leaked in the news. He thus seeks Christina's assistance. In Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, Jamie comes clean to his child's mother about his involvement in John Dutton's assassination, although he was aware of Sarah's role. Jamie is advised by Christina to hold a press conference. He must start looking into the deaths of John and Sarah in Yellowstone Season 5. Jamie also needs to make it clear that he worked closely with Sarah to praise his father, deny the affair, restore the development, and threaten those who implied it. Jamie departs with a new mission, which will have to wait until the conclusion after thanking Christina for her advice. In Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, the majority of the ranch hands intend to depart the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch following the auction. With the exception of Lloyd, Rip advises them all to look for other employment because there is little to no work left for them there. In order to restore the ranch to its former splendor, Rip tells Lloyd that he wants him to be present. Since Lloyd has lived in the Yellowstone for 43 years, accepting Rip's offer is likely the simplest choice he has ever made. In Yellowstone, Season 5, Episode 13, Carter and the others intend to look for other employment after the auction. The Duttons are Carter's family, and he is only a child. It makes sense that Carter and Lloyd would remain at the ranch. Even though they have a lot of other issues to deal with in the finale, it's possible that Beth and Rip will eventually adopt Carter. In Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13, the Duttons retrieve John's body from the medical examiner's office. Beth demands that they have a funeral for her father because she is still very devastated by his passing. She does not, however, want it to be a large, ostentatious event attended by strangers. Beth prefers a small ceremony instead, which is probably going to happen in Episode 14. But before the auction, the ranch pays tribute to John and Colby. Hundreds of people watch as a man praises John and Colby in a speech. Teeter and Kayce also ride horses, dragging another horse without a rider, which surely frees up space for John and Colby. In the Yellowstone series finale, John's actual funeral will probably be even more tragic, even though the entire situation will make anyone cry.